One of the biggest lies we are told nowadays is that women have less opportunities in the workplace. Contrary to what all the empirical studies will tell you, or they'll try and tell you, again, don't forget to investigate who's actually sponsoring these studies, who's behind this all. Just take a look around for yourself. It's pretty blindingly obvious that it's all women with jobs, and the majority of unemployed people tend to be men. Indeed, office work itself is fundamentally effeminate. Men are supposed to be out hunting, not sitting in a chair. I don't think any human being is supposed to be sitting in a chair, but if any gender was more closely suited to the task of sitting in a chair on a computer, that gender would have to be the female gender more closely than the male gender. We talk about men now, so many men have erectile dysfunction. Well, is it any wonder, considering that the only way for a man to succeed now is both directly and indirectly to self-castrate oneself, ironically for the purposes of sexual gratification. So, I mean, office work really is a slow form of self-castration. Your whole physiology is telling you to stand up, get out, go hunting, but you must fight against that. This is a form, whether you know it or not, of self-castrating. But trust me, the people at the top levels, they know it all too well. It's not unintentional, it's not accidental. There are no accidents. Everything is planned. And the irony, of course, of all this is that you are sitting in that office chair. The comedian Chris Rock, he makes a good joke that men would be happy just to live in a cardboard box, but they go after money because it's the women who like the nice things. So men aren't really too interested in money, but they're interested in women, and women are interested in money, which I quite agree with. So you're sitting in this office chair, your balls are getting more and more dead day by day, and you're doing this to get money, so you can please your wife, or you can please your girlfriend, or you can get a girlfriend. So you're actually freezing your own balls for sexual gratification. If that isn't insane, I don't know what is. Let's take another gender problem disguised as medical science, but which is really pseudoscience or psychiatry. That is ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, whatever that is. It just really means that your child is more manly, or your child is a good child. Why do more men or more boys than girls seem to have this? Well, you don't need to be a doctor. Just look at the function of it from a political point of view. Society always deems it a problem for boys to be acting in a masculine way, because civilization itself, the scales of justice in civilization, the fundamental idea of civilization, to have a civilization or a society, is intrinsically and from its beginning fundamentally effeminate. If we go back to ancient cultures, many ancient cultures all worshipped various fertility gods, the goddess of fertility. The goddess of fertility, the woman, the fertile woman, is the beginning of life, and the beginning of life is the beginning of family and the beginning of society and civilization. Civilization is fundamentally a female construct. Okay, it's true, you need a man for the purposes of impregnation, but really the entire course of pregnancy, creating a child, creating a human being, creating society, stems from the woman. It comes forth from the woman. And this was both intuitively and consciously appreciated by these ancient societies, which is why they worshipped the fertility god. For this very reason, anything so-called civilized, he's very civilized, she's very civilized, this is a civilized activity, it implicitly requires a man to forgo his freedom and act in a way which is either consciously or unconsciously effeminate. This is why so many real men, okay, they are, some of them quite dangerous, but some of them are evil also, but many real men go to jail because society will not tolerate it They will not tolerate masculine behavior because society, the scales are tipped in the direction of the effeminate, not in the direction of the masculine. Women are designed to create things, to look after things, to protect things like family, children. Men are designed to kill and destroy. The very idea of social harmony, which so many societies, in particular Chinese society comes to mind, is intrinsically anti-male. It's beta male. So don't be deceived if politicians or social leaders are making appeals to the higher good of social harmony in order to keep you in your place. Social harmony, when you break it down analytically as a concept, requires men not to be men. There's no other way around it. This is why I believe Christ himself says, "What profiteth a man if he gaineth the whole world, but loseth his soul?" If you want to keep your male soul, if you want to keep your masculinity, then you're not going to win the favour of the world, you're going to win the favour of society. But if you are going to succeed in society, you're going to have to forgo your soul. You're going to have to become intrinsically effeminate.